What's up everyone and welcome back to the AG Chelsea TV. Today let's get started with Real Madrid preparing offer for Reese James. Real Madrid are interested in acquiring the services of the 23-year-old Chelsea fullback Reese James in January. According to a report by Fitches, Real Madrid are keen on having Reese James in their ranks. The 23-year-old Chelsea fullback is amongst the best in the world in his position, and quite a few top clubs in world football would love to have him in their ranks. James has been at Chelsea since his childhood days and he has come up the ranks at the club. He was promoted to their first team in the summer of 2019. He has since gone from strength to strength and is currently their club captain. The 23-year-old might have struggled with injuries, but he is still amongst the best fullbacks. Over the years, he has featured in a total of 149 matches and he has even contributed towards 31 goals. He was an integral part of the Blues team that won the Champions League a few years back. Chelsea, Manchester City both interested in Alesandro Baston. Both Chelsea and Manchester City have reportedly emerged as contenders to sign Inter Milan's Alesandro Baston in the upcoming January transfer window. The 24-year-old has featured 7 times for the Italian side in Serie A, continuing to cement himself as a regular starter for the Milan-based club. Baston appeared heavily during his side's run to the final of the Champions League in the 2022-23 campaign, when Pep Guardiola's Man City ultimately came out as victors during the showpiece match in Istanbul. The centre-back was played 173 times for Inter Milan since returning from a loan spell at Parma in the summer of 2019, scoring 3 goals over a 4-year period. According to Calcio Mercato, 2 major Premier League spenders have targeted a move for Baston in the new year, with Manchester City and Chelsea keen on the player. The report adds that the Blues are looking to bolster their defensive ranks in 2024, considering that veteran centre-back Thiago Silva could be departing Stamford Bridge at the end of his contract in the summer. Man City meanwhile are consistently trying to evolve as a team under Guardiola following a treble-winning season last term, and the citizens are reportedly in the market for fresh faces at centre-back. Chelsea set for lengthy wait in stadium latest. Another topic on every Chelsea fan's lips lately is that of the potential renovation of Stamford Bridge. The Mail are reporting that if Chelsea do stay at Stamford Bridge rather than build a new stadium, then renovation will not start until 2026 at the earliest anyway. Why is this? Well, Chelsea have bought a piece of land owned by Stoll Housing Association, and Stoll have said that they will get 2 years now to plan their next steps, giving Chelsea more time to plan their next steps also. You would think that this purchase by Chelsea would certainly mean that the plan is to stay at Stamford Bridge, but other outlets and individuals in recent weeks have still not ruled out Chelsea building a new ground around the Earl's Court area of London. Stamford Bridge has a current capacity of approximately 40k fans, and rumours have suggested that the owners would look to make the ground around 55k seats. Fabrizio Romano claims Chelsea will sign new striker in Jan. Chelsea will go for a striker in 2024, confirms Fabrizio Romano. Despite having some positive performances lately, Chelsea have only amassed 12 points in the league and are a massive 8 points off the top 4 position. Chelsea will need to pick up some big results over the next 2 months if they are to play Champions League next football season, and a lethal striker in January could help them have a big second half of the season. Nicolas Jackson has shown rawness in front of goal and Armando Broja has little Premier League experience as a starter. Chelsea do have Christopher Nkunku to come back in December, but all the pressure to score goals should not be solely put on him. Fabrizio Romano keeps mentioning the same 2 names, Ivan Toney and Victor Osimhen. Osimhen seems unlikely in January with Napoli hard negotiators, but Toney could be sold, and Brentford are bracing themselves for bids. Chelsea though will have to be lenient on their youthful approach to signings if they do want Toney, as the Brentford marksman is 28 years old. Gary Neville praised "wonderful" Cole Palmer. Pundit Gary Neville has praised Chelsea playmaker Cole Palmer. After a "wonderful" performance against Arsenal, Cole Palmer looked "so graceful" in Chelsea's 2-2 draw with Arsenal on Saturday evening. That is the verdict of pundit Gary Neville, who was speaking during Sky Sports coverage. Palmer stepped up to open the scoring from the penalty spot for Chelsea before Mudryk made it 2-0. Chelsea couldn't hang on though and saw Arsenal score twice in the final 15 minutes to snatch a 2-2 draw at Stamford Bridge. Palmer now has 2 goals in 2 Premier League starts for Chelsea, with both goals coming from the penalty spot. The 21-year-old is making an impact for Chelsea and certainly impressed Gary Neville with his performance on Saturday. Neville noted that Palmer was "wonderful" on Saturday evening, praising him for dictating the game. With the score at 2-0, Neville added that Palmer's schooling at Manchester City meant he had the composure on the ball for Chelsea and simply looked graceful against Arsenal. "I have to say, Palmer has been wonderful," said Neville. "He's dropping deeper now and dictating the game. In moments like these, at Chelsea you want composure, and Cole Palmer's upbringing at City will give him that. He just looks so graceful out there on the ball." Journalist drops major Chelsea claim on Mudryk. Some of Mudryk's teammates have been full of praise for Mudryk due to what they've seen of the tricky youngster during training sessions. Ben Chilwell has hinted that he's looking to put an arm around Mudryk, giving him advice when necessary. "With Misha, I just see endless bags of potential that hasn't been fulfilled yet. I've told him that. I'm not just saying that. I've told him he hasn't fulfilled that yet for one reason or another. I literally had a conversation with him today after training in the changing room, because he's been on fire the last few days and obviously was on fire in the game against Brighton, and I just said he needs to keep that up now for the whole season." Dean Jones has now suggested that it's all well and good that Mudryk is impressing people in training, but he needs to follow up his actions during competitive games more frequently. The journalist adds that we've reached a stage where Mudryk has had plenty of time to settle in, and he needs to start showing that he's got the potential to be one of the best players in the world. Speaking to Give Me Sport, Jones said, "It's all very well saying Chelsea players are impressed by his ball trickery or what he's capable of in training, but that shouldn't really be in doubt. Mudryk is one of the most skillful players in the world. We already know that. It's all about following up his actions and his words in training and away from the pitch on a match day. I mean, Mudryk talks a great game, and he always has done since coming into the Premier League, but we've rarely seen it backed up with consistent performances. And we've reached a stage now where he's had a long time to bed into life in England. We're getting towards that stage of it being a year whereby Arsenal were pushing him to sign him, and I think that this is the time when Chelsea will want to see him start showing that he can become one of the best players in the world." And that's the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to support me.